Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the County Court at Law Number Two. My name is Judge Terrence Holmes. I'm the presiding judge here in County Court at Law Number Two. This morning, we have our announcement docket. When I call your name, please come forward with your attorney. If your attorney is not here, then we will wait for your attorney to arrive. Now, if you're not represented by an attorney, when I call your name, you just come before the bench by yourself. Yeah, I don't see it being marked.
I have a motion to withdraw, Judge, is what it is, and you know, he's not even in the country.
Oh, that's the one we were talking about, right?
Boy, he says, what's his name?
Kishore Thakur.
Pinnaru?
The,
Yeah, okay. Do we know whether or not he received notice?
I was just representing the court that, the only reason I filed this is because I got a call after the last court date that he had left the country. He was stressed out of this case. He's not a citizen. He was on a visa. He was here legally. He's gone back to his native country and he's never coming back. And his phone is now turned off. That's coming from his friends. So
Oh,
he paid
well,
me. He paid me in full.
well, I understand that, but we need to see some, at least he had some
Well,
notice
I understand. I understand the court position, but
That-
there's nothing I can do because I have no way to contact him or get a hold of him.
Okay, I'm saying, I mean, even if you probably would have sent it to the last known address, we need to have something at least to show that he received,
I'm
or a letter was sent and that it was, yeah. I don't know if
I'm not going to be able to get you anything proof that he received anything because he's not here. He's already left when
yeah.
I sent him.
Well,
Yeah, because he told us mom
Okay.
the same thing.
Okay, well, I don't know if that's, will be sufficient.
I don't care if you let me off or not. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I mean, but the case is just going to sit
I
here. It's
understand.
gonna happen,
Well, this is the state's case.
yeah. That's why there's a warrant because they get off bond. I can tell you this: he paid the bondsman in full. He paid me in full. And after the last court date, he left, and we were notified. He had his people call us to tell us. And that's why they filed. That's why they got off the bond.
Yeah.
They were told the same thing that I was told. But I just
Okay, let me see. We must have printed the wrong one. Let me see the one that, let me see, yeah, because apparently, your letter of rep in October 2024. And October.
I got hired on October 4th of 2024.
Yeah. Yeah, we received a letter rep October 7th, I think. Yeah, motion to withdraw was filed in February. So it's 4 months later. And the surety filed the affidavit of surrender, February 13th, a week before the motion to withdraw. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, I'm gonna take this up on the advisement.
Okay.
Look into this a little bit more. Okay, okay, Ms. Morgan, this is cause number 24 CCCR 2912, case of style of the state of Texas versus Raina Morgan. Raina Isabella Morgan. Ms. Morgan, how are you doing? I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Now, Ms. Morgan, last time that you was here was February 11th of 2025, and your case was reset to give you time to hire an attorney. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Have you hired an attorney?
Yes, sir. Just due to my money situation, I just got him yesterday. So he filed the waiver.
Oh, you coming out, you probably filed a letter of representation.
Yes.
Who did you hire?
Nolan LeBlanc.
Nolan LeBlanc? Hold on a minute. Her name is Raina Morgan.
Oh, I was missing.
It was a reset?
Oh, so. I could get
Cause number 24 CCCR 2912.
Yeah.
You're gonna stand in front of the court coordinator. Your case has been reset. Stay in contact with your attorney, your bondsman. You're free to go. You have a blessed day. What is that? What is the reset date? Check. April 25th. Okay, yeah, you have Mr. Taylor online.
Okay.
Court is in session to cause number 24 CCCR 2894, case of style of the state of Texas versus Justin Andrew Taylor. Mr. Taylor is on Zoom. Mr. Taylor, you can take your mic off of mute. Mr. Taylor, you can take your mic off of mute.
I'm trying to get it figured.
Okay, how are you doing, Mr. Taylor? How are you doing, Mr. Taylor? He keep putting it on mute when I guess when he's trying to talk. Mr. Taylor, your mic is on mute. Take your mic off of mute. Okay. How are you doing, Mr. Taylor?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Taylor, you're represented by your attorney, Attorney Dusty Galmore, who is currently in court. Mr.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing?
Great today, Judge.
That's
Thank you for
good.
asking.
And the state is represented in this case by Attorney Hilly Simmons. Attorney Simmons, how are you doing?
I'm great, Judge. Thank you.
And Mr. Galmore, what is your announcement in Mr. Taylor's case?
Judge, we've not reviewed all of the discovery. We're asking for another announcement date.
Okay, give us a reset date for the announcement.
April 30th.
Okay, Mr. Taylor, this case will be reset to April 30th of 2025. Your attorney is going to, and your bond will get a copy of your reset. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bond. Hold on a minute, let me see something. Here's some bond conditions. Law family bonds.
I was just about to say.
Mr. Taylor, I have some bond conditions that I'm going to read to you. Your attorney and your bonds will be given a copy of these bond conditions, so you'll be able to get a copy of these bond conditions from your attorney. The document is titled Standard Bond Conditions in County Code at Law Number 2, and it reads as follows. Following the return of a criminal information in County Code at Law Number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas, all bail bonds executed for release of any defendant named herein are ordered subject to the additional conditions. Number 1, the defendant shall commit no offense against the laws of this state, any other state, or of the United States. Number 2, defendant shall submit to testing for drugs and alcohol at any time as directed by the court. The court may revoke the bond and order the arrest of any defendant who A, refuses to submit to a test for drugs and alcohol when directed to do so by the court, or B, submit to a test for drugs and alcohol, and the test indicates the presence of drugs and alcohol in the defendant's body. Do you understand those conditions? Mr. Taylor, your mic is on mute.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now condition number 3 states the defendant shall not communicate either directly or indirectly with the alleged victim of the pending offense, and the defendant shall not go near any residence, school, or other location frequented by the alleged victim. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
Now, condition number 4 does not apply. However, condition number 5 does apply. And condition number 5 states, defendant is prohibited from possessing a firearm or ammunition unless defendant is a peace officer as defined by section 1.07 of the Penal Code, actively engaged in employment as a sworn full-time paid employee of a state agency or political subdivision. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Taylor, if you violate any one of these bond conditions, your bond can be revoked. And if your bond is revoked, a warrant will be issued for your arrest. You'll be arrested and placed in the Jefferson County Jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, Mr. Taylor, again, your case has been reset till March 30th of 2025. Excuse me, April 30th of 2025. And your attorney and bondsman will be given notice of your reset date. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman, and you can get a copy of these bond conditions from your attorney. We will be giving him a copy in court. You're free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir. You do the same.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, you got Mr. Galmore, you need to wait for these bond conditions?
The standard ones, right, Judge? Oh,
No, these,
I can get them online.
No, it's not online, this is a signed copy. Send it. There you go. You make a copy of that. James Eugene Boykin. This is call number 24 CCCR 2896, case of style, state of Texas versus James Eugene Boykin. Mr. Boykin, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, Mr. Boykin?
How you doing?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. I'm Mr. Boykin. Last time you were here in court on February 11th of 2025, you stated that, well, your case was reset to give you an opportunity to hire an attorney. Have you hired your attorney?
Sir, Your Honor, I've actually got a consultation meeting on April 3rd with Mr. Marcus Wilkerson.
Okay, so you have a conference with Attorney Wilkerson?
Yes,
Okay, give us a reset date, April 30th. Now, when is that consultation you said?
Mr. Marcus Wilkerson,
Yeah. When is it?
April 3rd.
April 3rd,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't on the same day.
No, sir.
This is the 30th, okay. Okay, so this case will be reset to April 30th, 2025. You're gonna get your reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go.
Yes,
Now, if you hire Mr. Wilkerson or any other attorney before April 30th, what they will do, they will send the court a letter of representation.
Yes, sir.
And they will, once they send the court the letter of representation, they'll probably be asking for your case to be reset on another court date. So you need to stay in contact with your attorney, if you hire an attorney, and they'll let you know whether or not your case has been reset.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but if you don't hire an attorney, then you have to be in court on April 30th, 2025 at 9 AM.
Yes, sir.
All right, please stand in front of the court coordinator. Once you get your reset, you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Can I get a pencil? This one is in English. That's fine. Travis Baptiste. Okay, court is in session in two cases, cause numbers 24 CCCR 2962, cause number 24 CCCR 3011. Both cases are styled in the state of Texas versus Travis Baptiste. Mr. Baptiste, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Good, Mr. Baptiste, how are you doing?
All right.
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Baptiste, last time you were in court, February 11th, 2025. Your case was reset to give you an opportunity to hire an attorney. Have you hired an attorney?
No, sir. I was trying and I was looking around. I couldn't find anything for less than 4,000. So I was gonna see if I could just get the paperwork to get one appointed.
Okay, so you want to see if you qualify for a court-appointed attorney?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
our court coordinator is going to give you some paperwork. You can have a seat in that chair at the table. She'll bring the paperwork to you. Yes, at the table. Yeah. Most of it.
Sorry.
She has the. I'll just, well, you could just have me bring it back up. If I need to go, I'll go over it. Now, Mr. Baptiste, the paperwork that you have in your hand, you have two documents. Wait, three documents. First document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. Do you see that document?
Yes, sir.
Now, that document states that as a defendant in the criminal case, you have three options. Number one, you may hire an attorney. Do you understand that option?
Yes, sir.
Number two, if you, well, the second option is you may request that an attorney be appointed to represent you. Do you understand that option?
Yes, sir.
And number three, you may represent yourself. Do you understand that option?
Yes, sir.
Now, as a defendant in a criminal case, if you want an attorney and you can afford to hire an attorney, your case will be reset to give you an opportunity to hire an attorney. Second paragraph says that if you want an attorney, but you do not have enough money to hire an attorney, you may request that an attorney be appointed to represent you, but you must first sign a financial questionnaire. Now, the financial questionnaire is a 3-page document on the clipboard. It's titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. And it states that now you would have to fill out the first page of that document. And then if you turn to the second page has at the top of the document on the second page, defendant's oath. You would have to fill out that portion. And then if you go to the middle portion where it says unsworn declaration by the defendant, you would have to fill out that portion as well. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, and that's all you would have to do if you would like to apply for a court-appointed attorney. All right. Now, if we go back to the judge's explanation, the third paragraph says that the third paragraph applies to individuals or people who will be representing themselves. They'll be waiving their right to an attorney to represent themselves. And it states that you cannot speak to the prosecutor. We have prosecutors in court. They are assistant criminal district attorneys that work for the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. You cannot speak to the prosecutor unless you first sign a written waiver of your right to be represented by an attorney. Now, the written waiver, if you will want to represent yourself, is titled, it's a document on that clipboard that's titled Waiver of Counsel for Purposes of Entering a Guilty Plea or Proceeding to Trial. Now, you'll only read and sign that document if you would like to represent yourself. So if you are applying for a court-appointed attorney or you requesting time to hire your attorney, you don't have to sign that document. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, the paragraph, the second to the last paragraph, it states that you should be aware that there are dangers and disadvantages of self-representation. That's the big paragraph near the bottom of that document on the judge's explanation. If you go to the judge's explanation, you see there's the last paragraph is a one sentence paragraph. Right above that is a paragraph is about 5 lines, and it states that you should be aware that there are dangers and disadvantages of self-representation. Waiving your right to an attorney and representing yourself may result in the worst outcome for you and your case, including loss of significant rights and opportunities relating to military service, possession of a firearm, housing and public benefits, child custody, immigration status for non-citizens, and employment. Now, if you decide to represent yourself, you may change your mind at any time and request that an attorney be appointed to represent you. Do you understand that?
Yes,
Now,
sir.
at the bottom of that document, in bold letters, it states defender's choice. Mark initials next to only one choice. If your choice is to hire your own attorney, you place your initials on the first line to the left. If you have already hired an attorney to represent you, you place your initials on the second line to the left and the name of the attorney on the line to the right. If your choice is to apply for a court-appointed attorney, Then you will place your initials on the third line to the left. Now, if you've already been appointed a court-appointed attorney in your case, then you will place your initials on the fourth line to the left and the name of the attorney on the line to the right. If your choice is to waive your right to an attorney, that means to give up your right to an attorney and to represent yourself, then you will place your initials on the fifth line to the left. Now, once you have finished initialing one of the 5 lines, you will sign your name at the bottom of that document on the line that's titled defendant, and you will date it today's date, March 19th of 2025. Do you understand?
Yes.
Ms. Mosby? See. Okay. So, you place your initials on the, third line, you plan for court-appointed attorney. Now, as I mentioned to you earlier, the document that you have before you, it's titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. You fill out the first page of that document. And on the second page, you fill out the top portion that's titled Defendant's Oath, and the middle portion that's titled Unsworn Declaration by Defendant. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, just have a seat in that chair at the table. Once you finish filling out the form, we'll call you back up. Is Matthew Wiley here?
My understanding, Your Honor, is that he's also got,
A felon?
docket call in
Oh.
drug court.
Okay,
So
okay,
he's there, I presume.
okay, we'll,
But
okay, she's gonna check to see what the status is, the bailiff for, okay, so just hold on a minute. Let's see. Mandy Antley, Miss Antley, you can come forward. Okay, how you doing, Miss Antley?
All right, thank you.
That's good, Miss Antley. Let's see. You appeared in court on February 11th of 2025. At that time, your case was reset to give you an opportunity to hire an attorney. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Have you hired your attorney?
I cannot afford it.
Okay, so now you have you have 2 other options, besides the option to hire an attorney. You may request that an attorney be appointed to represent you, or you can waive your right to an attorney to represent yourself. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're gonna give you some paperwork. And I'll go over that paperwork with you. Miss Small, speak.
which part?
Okay. Miss Antley, the document, you have a couple of documents on that clipboard. First document should be titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. Do you understand that option?
Yes, sir.
Well, do you understand that title? Do you?
I do.
Now, this document states that as a defendant in a criminal case, you have three options regarding your right to have an attorney. Number one, you may hire your attorney. Do you understand that option?
Yes, sir.
Number two, if you do not have enough money to hire an attorney, you may request that an attorney be appointed to represent you. Do you understand that option?
Yes, sir.
And number three, you may represent yourself. Do you understand that option?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, if you want an attorney, you have enough money to hire an attorney, your case will be reset to give you an opportunity to hire an attorney. If you want an attorney, but you do not have enough money to hire an attorney, you may request that an attorney be appointed to represent you, but you must first sign a financial questionnaire. The financial questionnaire that they're talking about in this document is a 3-page document that is on the clipboard that you have, and it is titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. Do you see that document?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, you would have to fill out the first page of that document. And if you turn to the second page, you would have to fill out the top portion that's titled Defendant's Oath. And then you will fill out the middle portion that's titled Unsworn Declaration by Defendant. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you'll fill those two documents out if you are requesting a court-appointed attorney. Now, however, if you decide that you would like to waive your right to an attorney or give up your right to an attorney, you'll have an opportunity to talk to one of the three prosecutors in the court. They work for the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. They're assistant criminal district attorneys. Now, you cannot speak to them unless you first sign a waiver of your right to have an attorney. Now, the written waiver for those people who will be waiving their right to an attorney, they would have to sign a document that inside a waiver of counsel for purpose of entering a guilty plea or proceeding trial. It is another document that is on that clipboard. You have to read and sign that document. You only sign that document if you are representing yourself. If you're not representing yourself, that is, if you are requesting time to hire an attorney and you're requesting a court-appointed attorney, you don't have to sign that document. Do you understand that?
I do.
Okay. Now, if we go back to judge's explanation, the second to the last paragraph, it says that, and this is for people who will be representing themselves. It states that be aware that there are dangers and disadvantages of self-representation. Waiving your right to an attorney and representing yourself may result in a worse outcome for you and your case, including the loss of significant rights and opportunities relating to military service, possession of a firearm, housing and public benefits, child custody, immigration status for non-citizens, and employment. Now, for those individuals, if they choose to represent themselves, they may change their mind at any time and request that an attorney be appointed to represent them. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, at the bottom of that document, it's titled in bold letters, Defendant's Choice. Mark your initials next to only one choice. If your choice is to hire your own attorney, you place your initials on the first line to the left. If you've already hired an attorney to represent you, you place your initials on the second line to the left and the name of the attorney on the line to the right. If you would like to apply for a court-appointed attorney, then you will place your initials on the third line to the left. If you've already been appointed a court-appointed attorney to represent you, place your initials on the fourth line to the left and the name of the attorney on the line to the right. If you like to represent yourself, that is, waive your right to an attorney and represent yourself, you place your initials on the fifth line to the left. And you will sign and date the form at the bottom. You'll sign where it says defendant and date it today's date, March 19, 2025. Do you understand?
I do.
Okay. So, now she has a clipboard. She has a pen too. Okay, just have a seat and we'll give you time to fill out that,
Oh, we didn't want something.
the paperwork. Yeah, yeah. We have a plea ready. Okay.
Find Kevin Lane's phone number that we texting.
You could put this. Roberto Jordanus. This is called number 24CCCR 2320. Case of style, the state of Texas versus Roberto Jordanus.
Yes.
Mr. Jordanus is currently, he's present in court with his attorney Charles Rojas. It's my understanding from talking to Mr. Rojas, Mr. Jordanus speaks Spanish, and Mr. Rojas is well-versed in Spanish and English. Mr. Ross, would you please raise your hand? Do you swear to interpret Spanish to English and English to Spanish to help you out?
I do.
You may put your hand down. Ask Mr. Roberto Jordanus to raise his right hand. Mr. Jordanus, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Yes.
Okay, you may put your hand down. Mr. Jordanus, ask Mr. Jordanus how he's doing.
Good.
Good, all right. So I understand, I see he speaks some English.
A little bit of English, yes.
Okay. Now, the state is represented in this case by attorney Andrew Hubel. And Mr. Rojas, do you waive a record in Mr. Jordanus' case?
We do, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Jordanus, I have before me a document that is titled Information. In this information, it alleges that you, Roberto Jordanus, on or about April the 14th of 2024, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated with an alcohol concentration level of 0.15 or more. Specifically, this information alleges that on or about April 14th of 2024, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, operating a motor vehicle in a public place, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor of driving while intoxicated with an alcohol concentration level of 0.15 or more. Do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes.
And to this charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? Guilty. Okay. Now, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? Yes. And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty? I am guilty. Okay. Mr. Jardines, I also have another document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. Do you recognize this document? Yes. We did not initially judge anyone. Yeah, that's what I thought. Now, the last paragraph on page 1 is titled Citizenship. And it states that if you're not a U.S. citizen on a plea of guilty or nolo contendere or no contest, it may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to this country, or denial of naturalization under federal law. Do you understand that? Yes. And do you still want to go forward with your plea? Yes. Okay. I need to get him the initial. Okay. Also, on page 2 of this same document, there's a set of initials on a line next to a box that says check guilty. The initials are RJM. Did you place your initials on this document? Yes. On page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is this your signature? Yes. And on the next document that's titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, do you recognize this document? Yes. And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? Yes. At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement? Yes. The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement? Yes. The next document that I have is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document? Yes. Is this your signature on the line that's titled defendants? Yes. Have another document here that is titled English for all foreign nationals except those from mandatory notification countries. And Mr. Jardines, what country are you from?
Mexico City.
Mexico City, okay. Now, Mr. Jardines, do you recognize this document? Yes. And the statement states, the last statement asks, do you want us to notify your consular offices at this time? And it's circled no. You circle no, is that correct? And is this your signature on this document?
Yes.
Mr. Jardines, before you signed and initialed all of the documents that I just showed you, did your attorney, Mr. Rojas, go over these documents with you in Spanish? Yes. And did you understand everything that Mr. Rojas went over?
You started with.
Yes. And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Yes.
Yeah, for 6-1.
No objection. No objection. States exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Rojas, you have advised and counseled Mr. Jardines. Did you advise him of the consequences of him pleading guilty or no contest because he's not a U.S. citizen?
I did, Your Honor.
And that's pursuant to the case of Padilla versus Kentucky?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Rojas, is there any evidence that Mr. Jordanus is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Jordanus, your attorney, Mr. Rojas, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his services?
Yes.
Mr. Jordanus, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt.
That's it.
State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
The agreement in this case is 180 days, probated over 1 year, with a $500 fine, TRS committee service, the installation and maintaining of an interlock device, and VWI standard conditions of probation.
Mr. Ross, you was appointed in this case?
I was, Your Honor.
What is this court sauce? Mr. Jordanus, the state is offering that you serve 180 days in the Jefferson County Jail, but you will not have to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail because you'll be placed on 1 year probation. During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $500 plus court costs of $377. You'll be required to pay a DWI conviction fee of $100. You'll be required to pay a probation fee of $60 a month, your analysis fee, $15 a month, reimbursement fee of $15. You'll be required to reimburse Jefferson County court-appointed attorney's fees of $350. You'll also be required to pay Jefferson County DWI education and initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the plea. Should a further evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay an additional $50. Your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay each month while you are on probation, is $204 a month. Will you be able to pay the $204 each month? You will? Okay. You'll also be required to perform 60 hours of community service. Install an interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate. Attend and complete a DWI education class. Have an alcohol assessment. And adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this probation. Mr. Jordanus, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Jordanus, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Jordanus, you'll stand next to the bailiff. Follow her directions. Once you finish following her directions, free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, you're welcome. You have
Robert Leach, I think
Robert Leach.
I think he just showed up. I'm gonna see if it should be a plea this morning,
Okay.
Judge, but I'm not sure.
Okay,
Yeah, he just showed up outside of the. I think.
did Christopher Basora? Basora? Is he here?
And I don't understand why, because I just spoke with him and he was aware that he was supposed to be here, so. I don't know. And I texted him. and called
Okay.
him.
Okay. Okay.
I know that a few days ago, he had called my office and said that he had to work. But it was reset the hour time for that reason, and so we informed him that he would have to be here, but that was,
Okay,
but that was, already reset before because of that.
right. Okay. So what we're going to do when the bill finish, and him, we're gonna call the case.
Yes.
Basora, on page 3, the last case.
And, he was warned that a warrant would be issued probably if he did not appear, so
Okay.
I don't know how much more serious or clear I could make myself with regards to that, so. I'm here.
Yeah, well, it's good. Okay. We're gonna call this case, clause number 24 CCCR 2100, case of style and state of Texas versus Christopher Basora. Mr. Basora was scheduled to be in court this morning at 9 AM. At about 9 AM, the court's bailiff called the name of Christopher Basora at the courthouse door. Christopher Basora did not answer. Christopher Basora has not appeared in court since the court has been in session. The time now is 10:19 AM on today's date of March 19th of 2025. Ms. Bailiff, would you please call the name of Christopher Basora at the courthouse door? Okay, Christopher Basora's name was just called again at the courthouse door. Christopher Basora did not answer. A reasonable time has passed to give Mr. Basora an opportunity to appear in court. He has not appeared in court. State, do you have a motion?
Statements for bond forfeiture.
That motion will be granted. Christopher Basora's bond will be forfeited and warrant shall be issued for his arrest and cause number 24 CCCR cause number 24 CCCR 2100. Okay. And Ms. Razzo, you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes, you can go for it.
Mr. Wiley is here from drug court now.
Okay, let me do this.
Okay.
My big order right now, but I will. Give me my notes.
Matthew Wiley. Okay, we have three cases, cause numbers M320936, cause number 23CCCR 1881, and cause number 23CCCR 1884. All three cases are Styles of State of Texas versus Matthew Joseph Wiley. Mr. Wiley, is that your full name?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, how are you doing, Mr. Wiley?
I'm doing just fine.
That's good. Now, Mr. Wiley, you're represented in your cases by your attorney, John Macy. Attorney Macy, how are you doing?
I'm fine, Your Honor.
Now, Mr. Macy, what's your announcements in Mr. Wiley's case?
Your Honor, on two of the cases, the 23 CCCR 1881 and 1884,
81 and
those two cases have the same offense date as his pending felony in drug court. So I'd like those. We're not really ready. I hate to do something in the misdemeanor cases that may or may not affect his felony case. However, the third case, the first case, the old case, M320936, he rejected the offer and he wants a trial docket.
okay, we're gonna set it for trial.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Give us a trial date. What is it? May 5th? Okay, that's set for May 5th, 2025. Now, the other two cases, we set those. No, let me see. Now, what's the cause number on this case?
The cause number on this case, on the one that's trial is 320936.
Okay. And the other two cases?
The other two cases are 23 CCCR 1881 and 23 CCCR 1884.
Okay, so what were we doing on those cases?
I'd like to set those on the same announcement day as the
They're the same date as the
The other
felony?
two, Your Honor, are the same criminal episode as the
Felony?
pending felony and drug court. It's
Okay.
just this one
Okay.
from April of 2018. That's not.
Okay, give us a date, give us,
Felony cases that not been rescheduled.
yeah, they haven't got a date on that one. I just like, whenever they get that, if you could, I'd appreciate it if you put it on the same day, whatever day that ends up being.
okay, we'll do that. Okay, so we set for trial on May 5th, 2025 on cause number M320936. And the other two cases we set along with his felony cases, they have the same criminal. So once you get your reset from the prosecutor, I mean, coordinator.
I
Yeah,
can't
not
get
the
that, Josh.
prosecutor. Yeah. All right,
Thank you, Honor.
all right.
And we'll maybe excuse after that.
Yeah, once you get your research, you're free to go. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Let me do this here. Hold on. Let me give you some bond conditions. Give me those bond conditions. We'll give you some bond conditions.
Well, I think,
Yeah, we're gonna give you some bond conditions.
if you don't have these already, which I don't know if you do or not, these are gonna be bond conditions since you're on bond. That you have to comply with while you're on bond.
I'll give them the standards. Thanks.
But you have to make sure you always members this so that they can remind you who here. I mean, they're gonna. You're going to know anyway, but just in case, this will back up. Tell them. For some reason, didn't put yours on there. I have it, I just didn't put them on the tablet, so I can't. I can show you, but I don't know if we ever went over the problem caused that today, but on that case, I can read it to you here in a minute. If you want me to.
Okay. Now, Mr. Wallen, I'm gonna give you some bond conditions. Can we make a copy right here? Here you go. So he'll read along with it.
Stand up over here, Mr. Watt. You're gonna go over the bond condition.
Mr. Macy can hand this to your client. Okay, Mr. Wiley, the document that your attorney just handed you is titled Standard Bond Conditions in County Court at Law Number 2. Do you see that title? Okay, and it states following return of criminal information in County Court at Law Number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas. Excuse me. All bail bonds executed for release of any defendant named herein or ordered subject to the additional conditions. Number 1. Defendant shall commit no offense against the laws of this state or any other state or of the United States. Do you understand that condition? You do? All right, the defendant, number 2, defendant shall submit to testing for drugs and alcohol at any time as directed by the court. The court may revoke the bond and order the arrest of any defendant who A, refuses to submit to a test for drugs and alcohol when directed to do so by the court, or B, submit to a test for drugs and alcohol And the test indicates the presence of drugs or alcohol in the defendant's body. Do you understand that condition? What'd you say?
Yes, sir, I understand.
Okay. Condition number 3 doesn't apply. That only applies in well, it doesn't apply in this case, and condition number 4 only applies in the DWI case. However, condition number 5 on the second page states that the defendant shall attend AANA meetings 2 times a week and provide proof to the court. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, if you violate any one of these bond conditions, your bond can be revoked, and if your bond is revoked, warrant will be issued for your arrest. You'll be arrested and placed in the Jefferson County Jail. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I also have before me, I need to give you this document. It's a AANA verification form to verify that you have been attending AANA meetings. You need to bring it to you when you go to the meetings and bring it to court on your court dates. Do you understand? So that we can verify that you have been attending. And these are locations, I'm handing it to your attorney, of places in our area that you can attend AANA meetings. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you're gonna stand in front of the court coordinator. She's gonna give you your reset. Once you get your reset, you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
He's got it.
He already has his
We have
reset?
the reset. Judge.
Okay, so you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay,
The door is locked.
that door is locked, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I am here on Mr.
Saavedra,
David.
is that Jose Saavedra?
You'll tell us how do you pronounce it? How do you pronounce your full name?
José Eleno Tijerina Saavedra.
Okay,
That's you? You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
okay. And now, Mr. Saavedra, how are you doing?
All right.
You all right? Now, Mr. Saavedra, you're represented by your attorney, Attorney Joel Vasquez. Attorney Vasquez, how are you doing?
Good, Your Honor. How about you?
I'm doing fine. And Mr. Vasquez, the state is represented in this case by Attorney Haley Simmons. Attorney Simmons, how are you doing?
I'm great, Judge.
And Mr. Vasquez, what's your announcement in Mr. Saavedra's case?
Judge, could we put Mr. Saavedra's case on the plea docket in the future?
Okay. Give us a plea date, April 28th.
I won't be here for 2020. And Mayor.
All right.
Where are you going?
Mr. Saavedra, your case is gonna be reset for plea, April 28th, 2025. Your attorney is gonna get your reset from our coordinator. Once you get your reset, you're free to go. And you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
I'm Bleach.
Oh, man. The day is still like 10.
I'll put it on notes. Don't put anything down.
I just sent that back to you. Robert Jefferson Leach. Mr. Leach, full name is Robert Jefferson Leach. How are you doing, Mr. Leach? I'm great. Thanks for asking. Now, Mr. Leach, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Charles Rojas. Attorney Rojas, what is your announcement in Mr. Leach's case?
Yeah, I just spoke with Mr. Leach this morning. He wants to set this case for trial.
Okay, give us the trial date. Okay, this case will be reset for trial May 5th, 2025. Mr. Leach, you're gonna get a copy of your reset from our court coordinator. Once you get your copy of your reset, you're free to go, and you have a blessed day. All right, and Mr. Rojas, these are your last two That's your last case. You're
Yes.
free to go as well, and you have a blessed day. Travis Baptiste. Hmm. Mr. Baptiste, I have before me two documents. First document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights of Defendants Without Attorney. You recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
And are these your initials on the line that states you'd like to apply for court-appointed attorney?
Yes,
I also have another document that is titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigency. You recognize this document?
yes,
And on page 2 of the same document, there is a signature above the line that's titled Defendant. Is this your signature?
yes,
Mr. Baptiste, before you sign and initial these documents, did your attorney, did you go over, did you read the documents?
yes,
And did you understand what you read?
yes,
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
yes, sir. There.
Okay? Mr. Baptiste, I read your answers. Did I swear again?
No, sir.
Okay, would you please raise your right hand? Swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you may put your hand down. Now, Mr. Baptiste, before you sign and initial all of these documents that I just showed you, did you understand everything that you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Mr. Baptiste, I read your answers. Based on your answers, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. And the attorney that will be appointed to represent you in your cases is Attorney John Macy. Attorney Macy will be given information to contact you. And you will be given information to contact him. Our court coordinator will give you the information, but before she gives you the information, I need to give you some bond condition. This is Travis.
It should have been. No. Relatively. No. But how come you know?
you make a copy of this? Here you go. We're gonna give them these. I'm gonna go over that.
No.
He's before the bench. We handling his case. He doesn't, he's representing himself, right? at this point.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
Okay,
Oh,
Here you
wait,
go.
turn.
now, Mr. Baptiste, the bailiff just handed you a document that is titled Standard Bond Conditions and County Court at Law Number 2. And it states as follows. Following the return of affirmative information in County Court at Law Number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas, all bail bonds are executed for release of any defendant named herein or ordered subject to the additional conditions. Number 1, defendant shall commit no offense against the laws of this state, any other state, or the United States. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
Number 2, defendant shall submit to testing for drugs and alcohol at any time as directed by the court. The court may revoke the bond and order the arrest of any defendant who A, refuses to submit to a test for drugs and alcohol when directed to do so by the court, or B, submit to a test for drugs and alcohol and the test indicates the presence of drugs or alcohol in the defendant's body. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
And condition number 3 and 4 does not apply. However, condition number 5 does apply. Condition number 5 states that the defendant shall attend AANA meetings 2 times a week and provide proof to the court. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
Now, if you violate any one of these conditions, your bond can be revoked. And if your bond is revoked, the warrant is issued for your arrest, you'll be arrested and placed in the Jefferson County Jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Now, the bailiff just handed you 2 documents. First document is titled the AANA verification form. You need to bring that form with you every time that you go to AANA meetings. And you need to bring it back to court so that we can verify that you have been attending AANA meetings. Do you understand that? And she also handed you a list of places in the area that you can attend. You can pick out any one of those places to go and attend AANA meetings. All right? Now, your case is being reset. You've been appointed Mr. Mason. Mr. Mason will be given permission to contact you, and you will be given permission to contact him. Our court reporter will give you that information. Once you get that information, you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Can I ask a question about number 5?
Number 5, yes.
Okay, so right now I'm on a turnaround, so I'm working 12 hours or almost 13 hours because of lunch.
Okay, there,
And that's
if
every
you
day.
look at that list, there are various different times and ways you can, places you can go. I mean, all of them don't have the same time. Okay, and so you'll be able to see which one works better for your schedule. Okay, all right. Damian Nixon.
It's a police.
Okay.
The reason why is
That's Andrew.
This is cause number 24CCCR 2978, case of style of state of Texas versus Damian Nixon Senior. Mr. Nixon, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Nixon, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Nixon, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Nixon, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Nixon?
I'm doing fine, and you?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Nixon, you're representing your case by your attorney, Attorney Langston Adams. Attorney Adams, how are you doing?
Doing well.
And Mr. Adams, do you waive a record in Mr. Nixon's case? Mr. Adams, do you waive a record in Mr. Nixon's case?
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Nixon, I have before me on my computer a document that was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. This document is titled Information. In this information, it alleges that you, Damian Nixon Sr., on or about November 9th, 2024, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of theft of property. Mr. Nixon, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Nixon, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? Are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily? Are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Sir.
Mr. Nixon, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. It's also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document? On page 2 of this same document, there's a set of initials DN on the line next to a box that's checked no contend direct, which means no contest. Did you place your initials on this document?
Sir.
On page 3 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
On the next document that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document?
Sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? At the top of this document, there's one box that's checked. The box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement? I also have a document on paper that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Sir.
Mr. Nixon, before you signed and initialed all of these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes,
Did you understand everything that your attorney went over?
sir.
Is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Nixon, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
Step for 6-1.
Any objections?
No.
No objection. State's Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Adams, you've advised and counseled Mr. Nixon. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
None.
And Mr. Nixon, your attorney, Mr. Adams has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full and effective, competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
And we only.
Mr. Nixon, okay. Mr. Nixon, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
The agreement is the 6 months deferred probation with a $100 fine and 24 hours community service.
100 for community service, say 24 hours community service?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and Mr. Adams, you were appointed in this case?
Yes.
Okay, and what is the corporate 277? Let's see, that's grade 60 and 9. Okay, Mr. Nixon. The state is offering that you serve 6 months deferred adjudicated probation. During the 6 month probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $100 plus court costs of $277. You'll be required to pay probation fee of $6 a month, your announcement fee of $15 a month, reimbursement fee of $15. You'll also be required to reimburse Jefferson County Court appointed attorney's fees of $350. Mr. Nixon, your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you'll be required to pay each month is $248 a month. Are you able to pay the $248 each month?
Can't afford it, I'm told disabled.
Okay, let's see his affidavit of indigence.
And just what we're gonna request on the 24 hours of community service, since you control all the conditions of probation is within the purview of the court, that because he's getting disability to set the probation fee at the minimum, and that would the court waive the community service because the
Hello?
amount.
Let's see.
No, I know y'all looking
Yeah.
at it, but would the court consider waiving the community service because to my understanding, he has, wait, I got you. He has a permanent back injury and he's getting disability, I guess, from the government for that.
Let's see what we got.
So
Okay,
I know y'all looking up his financial.
that's it?
But on the community service side, he's saying he's getting disability, so
Okay.
he can't. So would the court consider waiving that? Because of the disability.
Let's see what we got. Okay, Mr. Nixon, I have before me a document that is titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. I'm going to hand this document to your attorney. He's going to hand it to you for you to review.
That's what you said. For the lawyer.
Okay, Mr. Nixon, do you recognize that document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of that same document, top left-hand corner, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant's Signature. Is that your signature? Now, is everything in that document, you go back to that first page, is everything in that document still true and correct today?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you said he was, your attorney mentioned something about collecting, you getting disability.
When you get ready to start.
So you don't have it?
Not.
Okay, that's what
I'm
okay, so
waiting
you-
now, but I'm fully able. I had a paperwork right here.
Well, I understand, but my question was, so you're not receiving,
So you're receiving it.
have you received
Not the first.
disability past tense, so you
This
had
is
none?
not the first.
Not, no, not yet.
Okay. Okay, now,
And what's your disability?
oh, he don't have to go into all of
Okay.
that. I mean, we all on YouTube. That's non-public information.
So that's what he was asking. because of
Yeah.
disability.
Let me
He's in a
see.
back brace now.
Yeah, I see. Let me do this here. Okay. Now, let's do this here. Pursuant to Article 1.24 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, all proceedings and trials shall be public. However, pursuant to the case of Lilly versus State 365, 321, Southwest Third, 321. The right to public trial is not absolute. It may be outweighed by other competing interests such as the interest in security, to prevent the non-disclosure of public information, or prevent the disclosure of public information, and to ensure that the defendant receives a fair trial. Now, Mr. Adams, I'm going to ask Mr. Damon Nixon a couple of questions. And so are you requesting that this portion of the hearing be closed to the public to prevent the disclosure of non-public information? Mr. Adams?
Sure.
Okay. The court finds that the party seeking the disclosure has advanced an overriding interest that is likely to be prejudiced to his client. The court finds that this request is no broader than necessary to protect the interests of his client. The court also finds that the court has considered reasonable alternatives to the closure, and the court's findings are adequate for the closure. So at this time, this portion of the hearing will be closed to the public. Ms. Bailiff, Okay, Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session. And calls number 24 CCCR 2978 case to style state of Texas versus Damon Nixon. Mr. Nixon. The state is offering that you serve 6 months deferred adjudicated probation. Now, during the 6-month probationary period. Oh, that's this, okay. Now, the state is offering that you pay a fine of $100. That $100 fine at this point will be waived pursuant to Article 43.09 A, B, and D of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. The court is finding pursuant to 43.091A that the defendant is indigent and does not have significant resources or income to pay all or part of the fine. And B, the court has determined that there's a hardship made upon the defendant subject to the defendant's significant physical impairment or disability. And now in reference to D, at any time during the defendant's period of community supervision, the court on its own motion or on the motion of the attorney representing the state may reconsider the waiver of the fine. Okay. Now, the court cost in this case is $277, and that will be waived pursuant to Article 43.091B and C, because as you stated in B, the court has found that you have a hardship in that you have significant physical impairment or disability. And D stated at any time during the defendant's period of community supervision, the court or the court's own motion or by a motion of the attorney representing the state may reconsider the waiver of the court costs. The attorney's fees of $350 will be waived pursuant to Article 26.05 G-11 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. The reimbursement fee of $15 will be waived pursuant to Article 102.018 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. The probation fee of $60 will be reduced to the statutory minimum of $25 a month. And you will be required to pay a urinalysis fee of $90. So your total monthly installments in this case will be $48 a month. And I think you said that you may be receiving a check. I think the first installment is usually like at 30 days after you're on probation. So you should have received that check or a payment before then. Now, would you be able to pay the $48 a month?
Yes, yeah, when I get it, something saying,
Yes.
when I.
Yeah, you're gonna get out of that. It's gonna be broken down in your judgment, the paperwork that you're gonna get, probation paperwork. Now, not a community service, we're gonna leave that into the discretion. Normally, if a person has community service, the probation department you go over there and they'll verify your disability, and they can send a document back to the court waiving your community service. Okay, so it's 24 hours. Now, you will also be required to adhere to the other standard terms and condition of your probation. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
And now you understand the state's offer.
Mhm.
You think the offer in your case, according and with the adjustments that the court have made pursuant to the law, is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state along with the adjustments that the court have made with its findings. Now, Mr. Nixon, you're gonna have to take a seat because all this paperwork has to be redone.
Okay.
And,
Good luck.
I know, I
Have a
saw her
safe
looking at me out of out of her side eye.
Uh-oh.
So I'm gonna have to go through all of this here stuff, because it's a lot of stuff that has to go into this, document.
The $100, what's the name, was waived,
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, all of that,
Okay.
all of that's gonna be in your paperwork.
Okay, appreciate it.
All right,
Thanks.
all right, you have a blessed day.
You too.
Now, let me do this, now the attorney just left. Just have a seat.
He's needed in CDC, Your Honor.
Oh, he had to go to CDC, okay. Okay. Okay, you can get the people that can. Okay, okay, could have been recess. Court is back in session. Next case is file number 24 CCCR 3014, case of State of Texas versus Mandy Antley. Ms. Antley, would you please raise your right hand? You swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes,
Ms. Antley, you may put your hand down again. Ms. Antley, how are you doing?
thank you.
All right, thanks for being patient with us. Now, Ms. Antley, I have before me a document that is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature?
It is.
And are these your initials on the line that's titled, that state you like to apply for court-appointed attorney?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that is titled defendant?
It is.
I also have a document that's titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Industry. Recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, it is.
Now, Ms. Antley, before you sign and initial these documents, did you read the documents?
I did.
Did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct
Yes,
to
sir.
the best of your knowledge?
Absolutely.
Ms. Antley, I read your answers. Based on your answers, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. And the attorney that will be appointed to represent you in your case is attorney Jennifer DeLodge. Attorney DeLodge will be given information to contact you, and you will be given information to contact her. Our court coordinator will give you that information. Once you get the information from the court coordinator, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you kindly.
Okay, Ms. Antley, you can have a seat in that second chair on the wall. Wait for your name to be called. Here you go, brother. That's Mr. Nixon. Mr. Nixon. Okay, yeah, when you finish it, I need to come back here. Today, yeah.
No.
You can get there before that time. Now, Mr. Nixon, I noticed here that you didn't come here long. Now, I know earlier they said that, the lady that's with you is your mother. Is that correct?
I'm a friend.
Your friend? Okay. And I'm glad you said that's your friend. Because, you know, a lot of times, people, have a tendency to say that, you know, they have friends. These days, they call them their BFF. Okay. Back in the day, my day, we used to call them, Ace Boon Coon,
Did you?
right? And sometimes people call them their ride or die,
Yep.
right? And, you know, sometimes, you know, a lot of them people that we normally, use those phrases in reference to, on days like today, they're not here. But on today, that person that you say that's your friend is here. You know, somebody once said that everybody's, not your friend, everybody's not your partner. But I bet when that lady says she got you, she got you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because that's your friend.
You've been having it since I've been disabled.
That's good. I'm glad you recognizing that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, this might not be the proudest day for her,
No.
but, she's here with you.
Mhm.
You know, a lot of times, you know, we go through ups and downs in life. A lot of times when we up, oh man, we got a lot of friends. But when we down,
Yeah.
we can't even find a friend, can't even buy one, right? But she's here with you,
Yes, sir.
right? That's because she loves you.
Mhm.
That's a true friend. Okay. And I know, you might be saying that, you know, this is not the proudest day of your life, you know, you might be in a storm. I know you know, you went through some physical difficulties and you're going through some physical difficulties, but, you know, a lot of times, you know, we use terms that, man, I'm in a storm. But you know, when you're walking through a storm, hold your head high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm, there's a golden sky and a sweet silver song of the Lord. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown.
Yes, sir.
Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. And, before, I guess, sometime today, you need to hug that lady and thank her for being here, standing by your side.
Will do.
Okay, you
Will
need to
do.
do that.
Will
You know, everybody don't have nobody to stand by their side, you know, but you're blessed. God gave you, you know, somebody to stand by your side. And you ought to thank God for that. And thank God for her.
time.
All right. So, like I said, you can go to the probation department. I think you get there before 12, you could get it before they close. You know, today, only thing they're gonna do is just do a little intake and then you'll be able to leave. Shouldn't be there that long. All right?
Okay.
So you have a blessed day, and we'll be praying that you have a full and speedy recovery.
Yes, sir.
And we'll be praying that y'all stay together.
I pray for it.
All right.
Day long.
All right. Y'all have a blessed
Thank
day.
you. You too.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming down here with us. Thanks for standing by his side. I see Mr. Matuska is, Andrew Lakey.
Yes, Judge,
Was he here? Is he here?
I've been next door. I haven't seen him today, but I know he's got a setting in felony court.
And he was told to come back here, right?
Yeah.
He may still be in felony court if he hadn't come back. They stay out of court?
Langston was the last attorney on it. I'm over there.
On Lakey? On Lake?
I don't know if Langston is on Lakey, but Langston was the last attorney that they were waiting on over there. So,
Oh,
let me check.
You wanna go over there and see?
No.
can you
Justin
check?
Gilmore is on Lakey. With all
Could you check if they put him in custody?
Oh, that's another possibility.
No,
No.
glad to
Oh,
Oh, okay.
oh, okay. Okay,
I don't have that case, Judge.
okay. Well, just, she'll check. We'll call you back up. Jefferson County Court Law number 2 is back in session. The court is in session of cause number 24 CCCR 2140. Case is filed of State of Texas versus Kishore Penneru. Kishore Penneru was scheduled to be in court this morning at 9 a.m. At about 9 a.m., the court's bailiff called the name of Kishore Penneru at the courthouse door. Kishore Penneru did not answer. A reasonable time has passed to give Mr. Penneru the appearance, but he's not appearing in court. The time now is 11:43 a.m. on today's date of March 19, 2025. Ms. Bailiff, would you please call the name of Kishore Penneru at the courthouse door? Kishore Penneru.
Penneru. Penneru. No response, John.
Okay, Kishore Penneru was scheduled to be in court this morning at 9 a.m. Kishore Penneru did not answer. Bailiff could just call the name of Kishore Penneru. He again did not answer. Mr. Penneru is given a reasonable time to appear in court. He is not appearing in court. State, do you have a motion? That motion will be granted. Kishore Penneru bond will be forfeited and warrant shall be issued for his arrest. In cause number 24 CCCR 2140. Court will be in recess until 1:30 to resume the trial. Okay, prosecutors, your excuse.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you.